Hello everybody, my name is Kiara the Voice, and today I want to share with you an amazing superfood that you probably are hearing a lot about now. Seamoss! Yes, I got my Seamoss online on Amazon, but I am really looking for a black company that I can order my Seamoss from. I really would like for it to be coming straight from Jamaica or straight from one of the beautiful islands in which this amazing nutrient superfood is located and where it is honored and respected so much. It's crazy because I didn't know that I was already in love with Seamoss until like 2 weeks ago, honestly. So there's this drink in Jamaica that is called an Irish moss. I love the Irish moss, and I didn't know that the Irish moss was actually made up of sea moss. Duh. When I was younger, my father would always take us to the Jamaican restaurant and we would get a patty. Then I always either was getting a carrot juice or I was getting an Irish moss. And I love the way that the Irish moss made me feel. It was like so creamy and frothy, but I didn't know or understand that it had so much nutrients and that was really actually super good for my body. So fast forward decades and chilling with my homegirl, Amber. You may know her as Amber's Closet. And, you know, she's talking about her Seamoss. And I'm like, man, yeah, I've heard about this. You know, we're talking about how it was on Dr. Sebi's list of superfoods that you should be having. And so I'm watching her kind of like just go through the process, and she shows me this gel and she's like, yeah, this is the gel. And then you can put the gel inside your smoothies and really just consume all of that nutrients. You can also utilize it on your face. One of my roommates, Corey Lindsay, she loves to use the Seamoss on her face. I do too. In like a few days, but there's so much new glow and tightening of the skin and just a rejuvenation of, I think, the circulation of the blood in the skin. And I haven't done my research to know exactly what it's doing, but I'm sure she'll have a video for you about what it's doing to your skin because she loves it. So your Seamoss actually comes from the sea. Yes, you see it? Oh, look at that Seamoss. And you see that's very sandy. To get from this to your gel, you want to make sure that you rinse and wash your Seamoss. Spring water. We are not going to use the water in the sink. My favorite spring water, drum roll, that was bad, is Eternal. Eternal water is my favorite natural spring water. Energetically, we want everything to feel really good. Bowl, see my little strainer? I'm gonna pop that on the bowl right there. So first, I like to just give it a little rinse like this. Oh, there's one more thing. I forgot one more thing. So like I said, this comes from the ocean. So it's gonna have a little bit of an ocean taste if we don't do anything to change that, right? So we're gonna grab 2 limes. And so what the limes are gonna do, the limes are gonna help us reduce the ocean taste that's going on. So we're gonna use one of the limes to clean our Seamoss, and the other lime is going to be used when we're soaking our Seamoss and it's expanding. We're gonna use it in that process. So still minimizing all of that ocean taste and all of that salty taste that would be naturally on the Seamoss. Here are the things that we are going to need. Seamoss, a strainer, a glass bowl, some natural spring water, and 2 limes. These limes are gonna be used in the process of cleaning and soaking our beautiful Seamoss. Now, let's get into it. So I like to do one nice little rinse first. Boom. And that's just my first little initial rinse, right? Now, when I was watching my video on the person who was making Seamoss, he was really talking about speaking really high vibrations into your Seamoss. Thank you for all of the nutrients that you are about to give to me. I'm gonna rinse it out one more time. As we're washing, I wanna take my lime. I'm just gonna squeeze all that juice in there. massage it again. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is when I'm gonna utilize my strainer. I'm gonna do one more rinse just to make sure we really got everything out of here. So I'm gonna put that on the strainer again. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Seamoss back in the bowl. It may not look like a lot. Like this may not look like too much Seamoss to use. Look at it now. I want you to see it now, right? It's clean. It looks even a little bit brighter, right? See this Seamoss now, okay? You see this Seamoss? This Seamoss is gonna be at least twice as big in just 24 hours. Yep, I said it. So you have different amounts of times. People do it for 4 hours, I've seen. The video that I watched suggested doing it overnight for 12 hours. That's for the first time when I did it for 24 hours. And the way that the Seamoss made me feel just made me feel like 24 hours is probably the key. In the video that I watched, the gentleman was talking about how you can utilize a crystal in your soaking process. So placing an intention while we're washing, while we're soaking, and then also choosing a crystal of your liking that will enhance the energy of this Seamoss. So this is a Moldavite. When you're using a crystal, it's best to use a smooth crystal or know to use a crystal that you know won't like disintegrate or mess up. This crystal is not a smooth crystal. It is a rough crystal, but I'm about that life. Yeah, I know, keeping it gangsta. So I'm gonna use it. Before I put it in here, I wanna clear whatever energy I may have had on this crystal beforehand. In order to clear our crystal, sage. It's a little piece of sage that I have. I burn when I'm doing meditations in the rising. Beautiful. Crystal. Boop. Before I put the crystal in there, actually, I just want to say a few words to my crystal. Ashe, ashe, ashe. So now we soak our Seamoss. And when we're soaking our Seamoss, we want to make sure that the Seamoss is completely covered because it's going to grow. And when it grows, we want to keep having water in there. We don't want it to ever come out above the water. While it's soaking, we still want to remove some of that ocean taste. So we're going to take our second lime. So I just cut my lime into a few different slices here. And I'm going to put all of it in there. Really just allowing that to be energetically soaking, kind of like a little spa vibe. I'm actually gonna add just a little bit more water. So we're gonna cover up our Seamoss while it is expanding for these next 24 hours. So I like to just use my little steel lid. So we're gonna seal this up. I'm gonna put a time lapse on and we're gonna watch it expand. Let me see you go. Nut loose. Sway, 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 sway.
24 hours later.
Look at all of that Seamoss. So now what we're going to do is drain out this water. Now we don't want to waste this water. It's actually really, really nutrient. If you have any plants at home, Seamoss is all drained out. It's so abundant. Look at how much Seamoss we have. So our next step, we want to blend our Seamoss. This is gonna be a lot of Seamoss. We want to make sure that the water is right at the top of where the Seamoss is. Secure, and I like to blend that on high. We're gonna be blending for a while because we wanna make sure that this is nice and smooth and there's no bumps, no clumps, nothing like that. So we're gonna hit blend. I'm gonna get you some of this. Still a little clumpy. We're gonna go back in so you see that. I like to use my hands. Hands are clean. So you see that? We still see like these pieces of the Seamoss. We want to get that so that that's not even in there. So I'm gonna hit the blender one more time. drip drop like this, eating all the highest fruits from the highest vibrations. That's what's pouring down your lips right now, all this moisture. Libations from the ancestors. So being consistent with the glass, we're gonna pour our sea moss into this nice glass container. A lot of people like to use mason jars. Because I've made a lot, I like to store a lot. If you make one mason jar full, that probably will last you for about a week when you put it into your smoothies and do whatever else you want with it, using it as your facial scrub, as your body scrub. It's just your full superfood the way it was intended to be used. The next thing you're gonna do is just put your sea moss, let it sit. After you let it sit, you're gonna put it in the fridge. After it's in the fridge, it's gonna be a jelly, something that looks like this. Some sea moss, and that's the jelly test. You see that? It ain't going nowhere. It's the big ones I used to eat. I make some for my roommates, some for my family, and you can make some for yourself and your roommates and your family, just like I do. This is my Seamoss video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun making it. That time-lapse video of it growing was like, wow, mind-blowing. And it was crazy because in the time-lapse video, definitely shows that it grows for that whole 24 hours. My name is Kiara the Voice, and I hope that you enjoyed this Seamoss tutorial.